Hello everyone, my name is Palm Mayoi and we're back. Pokemon Y Shiny Hunting episode 338 Archen. If you didn't watch the last episode, why didn't you? And this episode's topic is by me. It's a personal thing, so I'm just gonna say it. So pretty much, I'm gonna talk about how, back then, I didn't always like card games like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. Um, and probably the main reason why is because I wasn't smart enough to really understand them. I'm sure I could have been if I were really studied, but it really didn't matter to me all that much. I just cared about just playing outside and everything, and sometimes video games too. So honestly, I just didn't care for them. But the funny thing is, like back when I was like super young, someone like was babysitting. I think it was just me. I don't know if it was just me or if it was also my siblings. But anyway, I just remember they gave me like a whole, what is it called? One of those um like, I guess it's called a crib, where babies like sleep in. But anyway, they were like using it as like a storage for a huge amount of Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like there was probably 1,000 of them, and that person just gave them all to me, and I was like, wow, that's awesome. I was like happy that I got a bunch of stuff, but I didn't really know what they meant, and just eventually, like a few days later, I was like, you know what? A lot of kids I know on my bus stop liked Yu-Gi-Oh cards, so I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna give those cards to them because I had no use for them. And they probably made like so many decks out of them because they weren't like crappy cards. They looked pretty amazing. Uh, I can remember that some of them being Sangin. Well, there was like some cards that were like pretty weak, but that was pretty much like it for the weak cards. The one I'm gonna say there was Silver Wolf, Beaver Warrior, but there was like a lot of crazy magic cards and everything. I just can't remember all that much because how like young I was, but I remembered a good amount. Um, I believe there was also like a bunch of Karibos as well. Like yeah, but anyway, um, yeah. So pretty much back then, I regret doing that because now I play it now. I'm not saying like I'm super smart, but I'm like smart enough to where I know how to play Yu-Gi-Oh pretty well. And I know like to appreciate the strategy and all that. It just the aspect of the game is amazing. But yeah, so I wish I had the physical cards to today, but maybe I would hope someday when I do have money to spare, I would buy my Paul's deck and buy a deck box that can connect to my belt, and then it would just be amazing. And of course, get stuff like card sleeves so they are protected and stuff like that. But anyways, yeah. So that's pretty much like my story of I didn't always used to play. Probably like I said, just I was not smart enough and I didn't get it, or I just was not interested back then. So yeah. So anyways, yeah, that's pretty much it for that personal thing. So anyway, I'm gonna talk about Pokemon Omega Ruby again. I also forgot to mention that they do have Pokemon Amy in there as well, so I'm able to play with my Pokemon. So, not too long after I caught Whismur, I realized that. I was like, oh, that's right, I have Pokemon Amy. And then I played with Whismur, and it was adorable. So I'm pretty much gonna, because I didn't really know that much about it back when I played Pokemon Y when I first started, so I never really played with them that early. I only realized after, like, I watched, like I said, all those episodes ago, was watching King Nappy talk about it, and I was like, I wonder if I have that in my game, and then, yeah. So anyway, I played with Whismur, fed him until he was, like, full with Boffins, because you can check their summary when you click the switch on them. You can check what their happiness is, enjoyment, and their, fullness, so, yeah. So anyways, um, so I trained up Whismur to like I think level 12. Well, it was level 13 because there was this fisherman back in the route under Rustboro City. There was a fisherman I didn't take on, and there was a double battle because I didn't have two Pokemon then. I saved those just for Whismer mainly, so I went to go take them on. And honestly, you probably wouldn't think Whismer is all that great, but like I said, I want to try every Pokemon, and this even proves it. Like, even the ones that seem weak can be powerful. But of course, I treat them all equal. I just train them, you know. But anyways, so trained at Whismer, and he actually started out with a move called Echoed Voice, and that's a really powerful move. Oh yeah, also the ability of my Whisper is soundproof. I don't know if that will be the same during all his evolutions. I don't know if it changes. I don't think it does. But anyways, it's a pretty awesome ability if you don't know what it does. It doesn't allow any moves that are sound based to hit Whismer, because then I'll activate, like if someone used Growl on me, or Screech, or Roar, or any of that stuff. They won't work. Or Echoed Voice as well. But anyways, yeah. So Echoed Voice is like a big help, because it was especially going to be great against Roxanne's gym, because her, most of them are Geodudes, and Geodude doesn't have that great special defense. Even though it's not very effective, it's still going to do quite a lot. And the effect of Echoed Voice, each time you use it in a row, it gets stronger, so it's awesome. It's like stronger by 10% each time, I'm pretty sure. So it was stacking up damage. I was able to, long story short, take down Roxanne's gym with just Whismers and his Echoed Voice. It was pretty amazing, pretty amazing. So then anyway, after taking on Roxanne, I saw that she had a level 14 Nose Pass, so that means I trained up my Whismer to level 16. And yeah, then I pretty much just did the rest of the stuff you do to continue on to be able to take the boat to Dewford Town. And then that's where I caught my next team member. I had to go get the old rod, of course, and I'm sure you can already guess who it's gonna be. It's not Magikarp, but it is Tentacool. And it was a struggle to catch her, because my Pokemon, I had Mudkip with me just in case, like, I wanted to teach an HM or something. But anyways, so I was eventually able to catch the Tentacool. It's a female that I caught. And she also had the amazing ability back then when I told you about my dream team. She has Clear Body, so that's going to be freaking awesome, because if you don't remember what it does, Clear Body makes it to where Tentacool's stats, the one with Clear Body, can't be lowered at all. Or I don't think increased as well, I don't know. Maybe not, I'm not sure. But anyway, it's an amazing ability nonetheless, because most of the time that'll be great for our stats not being able to be lowered. And that's always amazing. But anyway, I went back to the grass in the right of Rustboro City just to train her. And also, I completely forgot to play with her in Pokemon Amy, so I gotta make sure to do that. Gotta show love to my teammates. And each time they evolve as well, of course. But anyway. Let's see. Oh yeah, and I did teach her Cut, because no one else on my team can learn Cut. So I don't know if I made a mistake doing that, but it's already done and over with, because I want to just be able to cut in the places that I can use Cut. So I pretty much went through, what's it called? What's the forest called? I'm completely blanking out. What is it called? I cannot remember it. Yeah, I have no idea. Yeah, I just completely forgot what the forest is called, but whatever that forest is called, I just went back there and used Cut, and then, yeah, explored all that. But then also, I continued on to where that grass was on the right of Rustboro, and I'm going to train Tentacool up to the same level as Whismer is, which I think Whismer is level 18 right now, or level 17, one of those. So, she's going to get a lot of training, and she can do the work. Every time when I was getting hit by her, when I was going to, like, catch her, thankfully my Whismer had Supersonic that he learned, like, at level 17 or something like that, level 16, so I was thankfully able to have her hit herself in confusion. But every time she landed a Poison Sting, she was poisoning us. Like, that's a 10% chance. That shouldn't be happening. But it's oh well. I was able to catch her. Now she's mine. And yeah. But anyway, I'm super excited because now it's not only Whismer, because Brawly's gym is a fighting type gym, so it's gonna be pretty scary for Whismer. So that's why now I have the good old Tentacool with me. I'm pretty happy about that. But now, yeah, after I train Tentacool, I'll be also using Cut on that area next to the rest house, you know, to use Cut there, because there's a lot of places you can Cut in that area. And take on all those trainers, of course. And get whatever items. So yeah, that's pretty much the progress that I made on that game yesterday. So I'm pretty happy. Made a huge amount of progress, like I said. It's great. It is so much faster. Like, I'm so used to Pokemon Soul Silver being like, the text is slow and the animations are slow. But with this, it's like super fast. It's crazy. It's almost like I'm using fast speed or something. I don't know. Some crazy stuff. But anyway. So yeah, that's pretty much it for that. I'm hoping to play more today, unless I, of course, have other plans that just come out of nowhere. But most likely not. But anyway. So now I'm going to talk about, I did not, sadly, find anyone to interact with on Pokemon Y online yesterday. I tried to take on 4 different people in a battle, but none of them, wanted to. So then that was just, oh well. But anyways, I also was able to have a duel with my friend. It was awesome. We had our first tag duel together. Sadly, he used a stalling deck. Like, if you ever seen those decks with the Gravity Bind trap card, and just something that is stalling just so that you can have, like, direct attacks. I hate those decks, and I even told him, oh god, I even said in the chat in the duel, I was like, in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Pro chat, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm sorry you two that you have to go up against my partner's stall deck, because that wasn't going to be nice just because he was my friend. Like, honestly, that's a dick move. And the funny thing is, we did win, but before, like, I could have sealed the deal because he had this card called, my partner had this card called Drill Barnacle, and pretty much that every time, it can attack directly, but every time it did attack directly, it would gain 1,000 attack points, so that thing will be trouble if it stacks up points. But yeah, he also set Creature Swap, which I also have one of those in my deck, but he set it down, so I was like, you know what, you two can have Drill Particle. But I was able to come in clutch and just kill it because I took their Link monster. And yeah, I was dueling, I was using Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links, but of course I just stuck with my Paul's deck. But anyways, yeah, I gave that to him, then I was able to destroy the Drill Barnacle. Because I was like, just put in chat hashtag Barnacle disrespect. Because honestly, that card is just so freaking annoying. I mean, normally it wouldn't be that bad, but if you're putting in something like a stall deck, then no, get the heck out of here with that. Like, seriously, get out of here. We'll do one more, and then that'll be it for the episode. Yeah, we'll be able to do one more. Alright. But anyways, yeah, long story short, we did win. It was by their own effect, actually. They were low enough life points to where they had this equip card, when it was removed from the field, do a lot of damage to them, at least 800 life points, because that's all they had left. And I just returned that monster that they had it equipped to back to their hands. And then that's how they lost. But anyway, if you enjoyed the episode, if you'd be so kind to support me by donating to my Patreon, as long as you're not putting yourself in a bad spot by doing so, of course, then feel free to. The link is in the description down below. And I'll be seeing y'all later. I've been your host, Pons de Mayoi, and goodbye.